Webster City Middle School. It's November 8th and our third show of the season. I'm Emma, a.k.a. the murderer from the last episode of From the Middle.
And I'm Kelly. Speaking of the murderer, the 8th grade Project Explore class went to the Iowa Mock Trial competition last Thursday.
We all did very well, and some of us were even nominated for special awards.
The 5th graders have been doing some interesting things in science.
Like what?
I don't know. Let's sling it over to Lincoln to hear more about it.
Hey WCMS, I'm Lincoln, and today I am talking about catapults in 5th grade science. We are doing two experiments. One is how the length of centimeters the stick will stick out from the structure of the catapult and how it will affect how long the ball travels. The other experiment is the angle of the catapult. On our angle bases, we launch from 0, 10, 20, 30, and 40 degrees, and we have to mark where it lands, then record it. Once we do it 4 times, we must average our data.
131.
Well, that's all for me. Now let's launch it on over to Sebastian.
Hey WCMS, it's Sebastian, and in 5th grade guidance we are making friend wanted posters. 5th graders make a list of traits their friend would need, then some of your traits so kids would know what you are like to see if they want to or not want to be your friend. When they are done, the posters will be hung in the 5th grade hall. Hope you make some new friends. Now let's nicely send it back to the anchors.
Thanks, Sebastian. Sounds like fun.
Hey Emma, remember when we did the Iowa history play in 6th grade?
Yeah, it was great. My class was the Pioneers.
Let's send it to Briar to see how this year's play was performed.
Hi, Webster City Middle School, it's Briar. In 6th grade social studies, we are learning about Iowa history. With Iowa history, we just did the Great Iowa History play written by Fax Gilbert. In the play, there were 6 scenes. First, there was the fish scene representing when Iowa was covered by oceans.
And turn. Why, there's so many, I think it's a university. Good job. 500,000 years ago, right here in Iowa. Big round of applause for this leaders in your class.
Next, there was the story of the Native Americans.
They would tell stories of a successful hunt with the deer, the hunter, and the big bear following the hunter. Each session started with smoking the peace pipe, which was a symbol of trust and respect. These Native Americans didn't realize that by signing a piece of paper, they were giving up their land forever.
The third was the Pioneer Western movement.
Where are y'all headed anyway? Webster City. Great little town. The circle, open it up. Come on in, band. Line up here. Are you ready, boys and girls? Show me your heels.
Next was the Civil War scene. Then was the history of immigrants coming from many countries.
I know why these families came to Iowa, why they left their homes in Europe, and what they hope to accomplish here in the New World. These people are tired. They've been traveling for 5 weeks across the ocean, plus a couple more to get to where they are now. Excuse me, folks, I hope you don't mind. I'd like to ask you a few questions, and then you can be on your way.
The last scene was the schoolhouse scene. This wasn't just fun, but we all learned more about Iowa history. Now let's play it back to the anchors.
Well, that sounded great. The schoolhouse scene is always a favorite.
Hey, Emma, you do realize that Saturday is the special day, don't you?
Yes, Veterans Day.
Let's see what Ella and her class have been doing in honor of our veterans.
Hello, WCMS. It's Ella, reporting live from the Rotunda. I would like to share with you what the 7th graders have worked on in Project Explore. As you may know, we made a monument or memorial on an interest of ours. We first looked for information on our topic, then we brainstormed what we wanted our project to look like. We got to make them out of different materials we thought would look cool together. Kids used 3D pens, clay, cardboard, paint, and other materials. Once we finished, we made a little card explaining what our monument or memorial was and who it honored. We are now displaying them in the rotunda for everyone to see. I personally chose Hurricane Harvey to honor the people who helped. Speaking of memorials, all students from WCMS visited the Traveling Memorial. We dedicated to those from Iowa who died in the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. Well, these memorials are sure cool. But the one we saw at the RSVP building was very touching. Let's build it on over to Colin.
Hey WCMS, it's Colin, and if you've been hearing some interesting beats on buckets, then that's the 7th grade music class. Currently, the 7th grade music class is figuring out how to bucket drum. For those who are wondering what bucket drumming is, it's making music using a bucket and drumsticks. We are learning about different types of hits, like middle, rim, and side hits. Along with different types of hits, there are different types of beats like whole, half, and quarter beats. We use this knowledge to play along with some popular songs. Here are some clips of us drumming. That sounded great. Well, let's keep the beat steady and send it off to the anchors.
Thank you, Colin. Sounds like drumming has been a blast.
We 8th graders have been doing some fun things in history.
Like learning about the Declaration of Independence.
Let's go to Jaden to find out more.
Hi WCMS, I'm Jaden, and recently in history we've been learning about the Constitution of the United States. First, we chose a delegate that signed the Constitution, and then we did research on that delegate. Then, we all met up and signed the Constitution while pretending to be that delegate. Some of us wore wigs and others wore costumes. We stated who we were, what state we represented, and a fact about ourselves. After that, we signed a fake Constitution with the feather pen, which was actually just a feather taped to a Sharpie, just like the people who had helped put this country together had done. I'm sure that everyone had fun dressed up in their costumes, but not so much when they were doing the research. Well, that's all for me, so let's pass it on to Katie with info on Veterans Day.
Have you ever wondered what Veterans Day is? Hey WCMS, I'm Katie, and I'm here to tell you exactly that. Veterans Day is a legal holiday in the U.S. to celebrate American veterans of all wars on November 11th each year. On the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month in 1918, World War I was ended between the Allied nations and Germany. The next year, many countries celebrated November 11th as Armistice Day. In 1938, Armistice Day became a federal holiday in the United States. Armistice Day legally became Veterans Day after World War II and the Korean War were over. Let's go find out from Mrs. Jorgensen what the plans are for Veterans Day for the students here at WCMS. Mrs. Jorgensen, what are the plans for Veterans Day?
Well, the 8th grade is privileged to have the veterans from many different wars come and speak to the classes again this year, like we've done for many, many years, telling stories about their experience. And then later on in the morning, we'll be going to the multipurpose room. We'll be having the Veterans Day Assembly. 8th grade will be there to participate and listen to the speakers. There will be, the band will be playing some songs. They'll have a 21-gun salute and a moment of silence to remember all the veterans.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Remember to honor your veterans as we pass it back to the anchors.
Now let's talk about upcoming events. On Monday, November 13th, there will be Splash from 3:30 to 5 o'clock.
On Thursday, November 16th, there will be basketball from 3:30 to 5.
And on Tuesday, November 21st, there will be puzzles from 3:30 to 5.
Don't forget, the first checkpoint day for the Cup fundraiser is on November 10th.
And the next day, on November 11th, there will be an NCIBA honor band all day in Algona.
On November 14th, there will be a jazz band concert at 6:30.
And the trimester ends on November 17th.
That's all for current events, and we'll see you next time on
From the Middle.